All right, let's get to this. Let's get this show on the road today. Man on Film Pod, we got two special guests. Ryan and Adam are MIA. They're gone. They're not available. So we got two jokers. We got Mike and Dave.
Yo, 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 what up?
Hey,
Mike and Dave.
Dave, where are you right now? What city?
I am in San Francisco. I'm at my house.
Mike, where are you? What city?
I am in Santa Clara, California, just north of San Jose.
Bay Area boys.
Where are you?
I'm in the city of Los Angeles, neighborhood Woodland Hills.
That's cool.
Sounds fancy.
Whatever.
America's prison system. A feared and powerful institution. About to be brought to its knees by one desperate man.
I don't think our table has any steak sauce.
Touchstone Pictures presents Ernest P. Worrell.
Why are you such a screw-up?
I'm just that kind of guy.
He was just a simple man.
The perfect choice. European styling with a decidedly American flair.
Trying to lead a good, clean life. Until he fell in with the wrong crowd. Ended up in jail.
The Hooskow, the Slimer, the Joint, Alcatraz, San Quentin, Sing Sing.
And got sent to the chair.
The hot seat, the dead meat, deep six. It's over, pal. You're out of here, bub.
All by mistake.
That's not fair.
Burn him.
But when they tried to charge him with 10,000 volts of electricity,
Hit the alarm!
Ernest P. Worrell
Electro Man.
took charge.
All in the wrist.
We got you surrounded.
Is this the way you treat your mother? 3, 2, 1.5.
This spring, it's the screen's most magnetic personality
I recommend the lobster.
in the most electrifying Ernest adventure of all.
He's had a real hard day.
Ernest goes to
We're doing a great movie today. We're doing a classic. Okay. We're doing Ernest Goes to Jail, 1990, directed by John R. Cherry. The third, I think. This is the third Ernest film. He had done Ernest Goes to Camp, Ernest Saves Christmas, and this one he went to jail. And this is the best Ernest movie, in my opinion. This is
That's interesting because Rotten Tomatoes said that it was the worst Ernest movie.
I'm guessing it made the most money.
we have to verify that. It did. It was a big hit. Apparently this one did well, and then the fourth one was Ernest Scared Stupid, which bombed. And then,
It's like a Halloween.
It's a Halloween themed one. That he had a 4-picture deal with Touchstone Pictures, which is like Disney. So he made 4 movies, and then after Ernest Scared Stupid bombed, they're like, yeah, we're not going to make any more Ernest movies. I think that's enough. And so his next movies were all low budget. They didn't have the resources to really continue at the level of quality that he had established.
Wow.
They're all straight to video after that point, right? No more theatrical releases.
Well, some are released theatrically. They just were very. They just.
How do you know all this?
Because I remember Ernest Rides Again, the one
Wow.
where he gets like the crown jewels from like the Queen of England on her crown. Like I remember the commercials playing in the movie theater.
You're like a movie guru.
Ernest Goes to School. Ernest Goes to Africa. I mean, Ernest Goes to Africa did not get released in the theater.
I think I remember that. There's like an elephant, and he makes the ill face or something.
Classic U face. One of his trademarks.
It's shot in LA and it doesn't look like Africa at all. It's like very dry. It's very grassy. It just is. It's like Ernest. It's like they watched Ace Ventura: When Nature Calls and then decided we'll make a movie in Africa too. And that was their research.
Yeah, Ernest is like a low budget Ace Ventura, kind of low budget Pee-wee. He's kind of a mix between Pee-wee and Ace Ventura. But I remember him as a kid. He was kind of funny, you know. He's kind of a weirdo now. You know, he's got to be a pervert or something. Just watching him as an adult.
I thought the same thing too when I was watching. I'm like, man, this guy's a better physical comedian than Jim Carrey.
Really?
I thought so. I think he does better voices. I just think he's really. I think maybe Jim Carrey took notes on him or something, but I really thought that that's who he reminded me of.
He's kind of funny, you know. I think I remember watching Ernest Goes to Camp as a kid, thinking this movie is fucking awful, but still funny. Like even as a kid, I knew it was like kind of shitty.
B. It's like a B. It's like a cheap, low budget, second tier kind of movie, and they don't really do this anymore. They used to make like they used to call them programmers, and it was like we need a horror movie, and they didn't care what horror movie it was. They would it just needs to be this cheap and come out this date, and then they would make it quickly. Ernest was like a kid's programmer. It's like we just need a movie for kids that's cheap, easy, whatever. And they the executives at Disney, they went to a NASCAR race, I believe, in the South. And it was a giant stadium. And when Ernest came out on a car, like before the race, like a little pre-race show, like a little, you know, the entire audience went fucking crazy when they saw Ernest because he was famous for doing commercials on TV, but only in the South. Yeah.
He's a country boy from Tennessee.
Oh, he's a Southern dude.
Yes.
That's what I was watching it. And I was like, he's like, because I'm watching them and they're in prison and you're like, is he, what kind of, you know, is he like a gangster? He's like a Southern guy, you know?
Yeah. From Lexington, Kentucky.
Ah, that explains everything.
And so these Disney executives never heard of him. And then they saw like, this audience is going crazy. We should sign this guy and make like low budget movies that are just, you know, modest.
Wow.
And they were hits because he used to do these commercials for just it'd be like if the Verizon guy was also the George Foreman grill guy, or like the pitchman for a blender, or the pitchman for you know, I don't know, car seats. So
what was his commercials? What was he selling? Fucking
everything.
Fish bait,
milk, ice cream, cars,
fish tackle, tractors.
Yeah, he did a couple hunting videos.
Oh, I didn't watch that clip you sent, the commercial one.
I read something about that they specifically only released the commercials in local markets. He did not do national commercials.
Right,
I can't remember. I can't remember what the reason was for that, but I did read that.
So he's kind of like a commercial guy, and they were like, "Let's give this guy his own movie."
Now,
yeah. If you watch it,
yeah, but also before that, he had come to LA. He had done stand up. He had tried to be an actor, and he didn't. He failed. He made friends with like Robin Williams. You know, like he was at the Comedy Store. He would do like stand up, but he didn't take off. And this commercial thing worked for him, you know. And he plays Ernest. It's literally the character of Ernest.
I don't know if you remember, but when you drive up across Carquinez Bridge to not Richmond, but Vallejo, there used to be a billboard off to the right hand side with Jim Varney on it. I just remember that as a little kid.
Yeah, I don't know.
But we didn't really see his commercials around here, right? He didn't do any, I guess, commercials in this market, but he did have a billboard as advertisement.
Oh, Ernest is the other guy?
No.
Jim Varney is Ernest.
Whoa. Jim Varney is Ernest. Ernest is Jim Varney.
So it's also like we're talking about Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey had Ace Ventura, The Mask, Dumb and Dumber. Those are different characters. Ernest is fucking Ernest, you know. And then every now and then he would be in like Beverly Hillbillies or something wilder. Like he's not in a lot of other stuff where he's not playing Ernest, but he did at the end get a lot of success where he played Slinky Dog in the Toy Story movies. But the dude died of cancer. He smoked like 4 packs a day.
Died at 50.
Yeah, he just
4 packs a day. Yeah, wow.
Got a lung tumor.
Yeah.
Dead. So anyway, let's get to the fucking movie. Ernest goes to jail.
One more thing. Is this is Men on Film? That's the podcast we're on, right?
Yeah.
I have to ask you, is this a play on In Living Color, Men on Film? It is?
Yeah.
Because I was telling someone it's about this podcast last night, and they were like, is this a is
Right
it a
wing.
play on In Living Color? I was like, I don't know.
It's a play in Living Color, and also it's a really good name because you're gonna expect a dumb show if you listen to Men on Film. You're not gonna get like, we're not an intellectual podcast. We're a fucking dumb. This
No,
is
you're
locker room
pretty
talk.
intellectual.
This is
I'm
guy
impressed.
talk.
I thought you were intellectual to me. I guess it depends who you ask.
It's true.
You
Intellectuals
want to
don't
get
think.
dumb? We can get real dumb.
Well, let's get dumb. So the opening title sequence of Ernest, I thought of it like a retarded James Bond kind of title sequence.
Oh yeah, it did. It was like this. It was like a shitty James Bond ripoff, like The Spy Who Shagged Me or whatever. Austin Powers. Austin Powers stole it from Ernest.
Well, hold on. Austin Powers, he's naked. He's running around. Spy Who Loved Me. That's a James Bond movie.
Yeah.
Unbelievable nostalgia when that touchdown thing went across the screen and the first couple lines from the song starts with the theme song starts playing. Oh yeah, dude, that was just like, oh my god, I watched this movie so many effing times when I was a little kid.
David, do you remember seeing this in the movie theater as a little kid?
No, did I?
Yeah, we saw it together. I think we saw it with Ryan and Ben.
Ryan and Ben. Oh, okay.
In
Yeah,
Roanoke Park.
I don't remember, but I do remember. I know I thought Ernest Goes to Camp was the shit because they had, and then that, I don't know. And then this one came out. I don't remember even seeing it at the movie theater. Yeah.
I remember, and I remember being like,
you got a good memory.
I remember it being it's like a very dark and like moody kind of movie. It's kind of depressing. I find the early 90s to be a very like grim looking time for movies. It's not like bright and colorful and expensive. Things just look kind of grimy. Like the prison looks grimy. It's
like
grainy.
It should. Yeah, that's
what I noticed. It's shot in a real prison.
Oh, no wonder.
It's like shot in a prison where, like, I don't know. I remember looking at the bank. So they always have this one shot of the bank, like from above, right? Yeah. And you can tell that, like, that office is fake. Like when he goes into the guy's office and gets screamed at, they never have a shot inside the office, and the curtains get.
So here's the thing.
The griminess of the prison I did notice too, and they always get that wrong. Like you watch Oz or something like that. The prisons are always super clean, but prison and jail is super dirty. I mean, it's very dirty.
Really? It is?
Yes.
So the prison is actually dirty. 3 things they're shooting in. There's a set. His execution room is a set that looks fucking terrible. It's like really tall and just boxy, and there's like a fake ass electric chair.
Yeah.
And then there's the jail, like the actual like cell room, the cell block, that looks real. I think that's a real prison. And then I think outside, it's a combination of warehouses and factories, and they're just kind of making it up. But we should start at the beginning. So he's working in the bank. He's cleaning. And he's the
janitor. He's the bank janitor.
This is one of the best scenes in the movie. I love this scene because, like, we've actually covered Ernest Goes to Camp and Ernest Saves Christmas on the show.
No shit.
So I've done so much Ernest research. So this opening sequence, I think, is like one of the best parts of the movie. I mean, it's just hilarious how over the top it is, like from the beginning. He's
right off
the bat, it was fucking just silly nuts.
He's
slapstick,
cleaning the floor
stupid.
with what's that machine called?
He's cleaning the floor with a fake vacuum cleaner floor buffer. He's just clowning around like flying back and forth. He's like a cartoon. It's like a fucking he's like Bugs Bunny or something.
And right off, what I noticed too, that I haven't watched kind of an older movie for a while, was the practical effects look so much better than computer like CGI or something. And I just right away noticed that, like, oh man, this is great.
This also is like this era. This is what a superhero movie looked like. This is what didn't have CGI yet. So it's a lot of shit where a guy can like is on wires, Like they do a thing, his floor buffer is so over the top and goes out of control that it literally goes up the wall and then goes on the ceiling, and he's holding onto it onto the ceiling. And you'll see like a dummy being like swinging around from this like floor buffer in the ceiling. And you could see like even a line in the ceiling where the cables are attached. And there's a lot of movies like this. There's obviously Pee-wee's Big Adventure, and then there's like Blank Man. That's another movie.
It's very
that's like this.
Yeah, Blank Man.
This is what it's like, a superhero movie for kids. And it's like, this guy's nice, he's sweet, he's an idiot, he has a wacky inventions, and he wants to do good in the world, but no one believes him. And it's just this weird, really stupid kid movie formula that they just pumped out like crazy.
It's frustrating too, because he's an idiot. So you're like, dude, you got this girl, you're trying to quit being so stupid and things would work out. Like they don't even, you know what I mean? I don't know.
I think what's going on is that if you're gonna you're making a kids movie, but it's in the world of adults. So you need a man child to be the surrogate. To
appeal to both.
So what's up with those? And then of course you got the two cops, the security guards. You got the heavy guy and the skinny guy who doesn't talk. So that actor, who's that actor? Because he's kind of funny, he's kind of talented, but you don't.
That one?
Yeah.
That's Gerald Sartain. He's in Mississippi Burning. He's like a Southern actor. He's a
famous actor, right? And isn't he in Hollywood Nights?
Yes. He's
the cop in Hollywood Nights.
Yes.
He plays the same freaking character. I was like, why is the guy from that movie in this movie? But he's funny in that movie. He's just like, he plays like the fat cop, like a fat pig cop that like that's like a douchebag that's funny, but gets, aggressive and an asshole, but he like gets made fun of, and
they prank him, and he ends up covered in, gets all dirty, and he has a partner.
Yeah. The little wormy guy.
But even in Hollywood Nights, he has a partner too. So
yeah, but in this movie, who's his partner? Is he like an actor from like the 50s or something that's super famous?
This guy, Bill Burge, that's Bobby. He's the one who doesn't talk, and he has the weird face.
Yeah.
He's in like a VHS video. I think he's kind of like Ernest, where he's a local. I think he's friends with Ernest, because it turns out he's in Dr. Otto and the Riddle of the Gloom Beam. Now that is the first Ernest movie. That's like the really obscure one, but he's in that. So I think he knows Ernest.
Got it. He's like in his crew.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's in Ernest's crew. Like you see movies and they got some of the same people, and then they're all in the same movies together. It's like, oh, they're a little
it's
movie.
Like Broken Lizard shit.
Yeah. Broken Lizard shit, whatever. Even other actors. Why is Robert De Niro and Fredo and Al Pacino are in the same movies and stuff?
Yeah, Ernest has his crew, he's got his guys.
Yeah, he's got his guys. You got your crew, He's in the Ernest crew.
And so
he fucking destroys the bank cleaning.
He gets soap everywhere, and then he falls on a table, and then a lamp smashes, and then it electrocutes him, and he's like,
no, he gets stuck. He goes up the wall, and he's hanging on the wall, and then fake soap just comes from everywhere, and then the lamp electrocutes him, and then he falls down, and then he becomes magnetic, which annoyed me. I don't know why. When all the magnet stuff is flying at him, I would get annoyed. I'd be like, the fuck, because you think like, this sucks. You don't know it plays an important role later in the film.
This is 5 minutes into the movie, including the opening title sequence.
Yeah.
I'm watching the movie right now. 5 minutes and 27 seconds into it, he is on the ceiling. The machine is upside down. Like, he's out of control. And also, he becomes magnetic and he gets superpowers, but then it kind of goes away. Then it cuts to Dracup, maximum security prison, or Dracup. There's a mysterious.
That's dumb. I didn't like that. And I don't like how the guards, are they wearing pink or purple, and they have big shoulder pads to make them look scary?
For some reason, later in the movie, they start wearing pink. I don't know. At the very beginning, they're wearing like just regular colored stuff. But yeah, later in the movie, they do wear big old pink.
They don't wear.
uniforms.
pink. Apparently, they don't wear pink until Ernest goes to jail.
Oh,
Okay.
all right.
Did anybody think that
Wow, that's deep. What a deep
anyone-
movie.
anyone think that Ruben character, the one black guy in the whole movie, was slightly racist? Immediately they show him in jail.
Racist? You mean like because he's stereotypical?
A very very bad stereotype. He's immediately in jail. He kills a guy. He's got a gold tooth. I mean, just like, come on.
I don't know.
No,
At first,
I don't think he's racist.
because I watched it first.
A stereotype.
My girlfriend was with me,
say.
and she was like, "I knew they were gonna have some racist shit in this movie," and I was like, "What?" You know. But then maybe later on, I
They're in
think
Tennessee. There's black people. It's like a southern.
the whole thing was like so. I mean, first of all, once he goes up and gets electrocuted, you know, the tone of the movie is like whatever, right? I liked him. He was a good actor. He was a dick. You know what I mean? But then how are they all in the same jail cell together? Like, what the fuck is that?
With a Confederate flag.
Yeah, with the Confederate flag. Yeah.
The Confederate flag is
Yeah, I
funny.
saw that. With the Confederate flag. They're all in the jail, like they're all in the jail cell together with the Confederate flag.
The other thing is,
Great.
if you watch Ernest Saves Christmas, there's an amazing scene at the airport. So Santa Claus flies in to, Florida where it's shot or whatever. And there's a scene where people are going through security, and it's just like that is like a montage of like racist stereotypes. There's like Saudi guys, and there's like, I think they have a bomb. There's like there's like all these different races. It's like very funny. These guys are from Tennessee. They're like real Southern,
good old boys,
good old boy road comic type guys. Like I don't think they're racist, but they play into racial stereotypes.
Damn it! Now I feel like I'm the racist one, but
I mean, okay,
stereotype is the word I meant.
They have it's prison, so they got the tough like white guy, and then they got the tough black guy. I don't know.
It's like
there's only one black guy.
There's only one black guy.
Yeah, and I mean,
he's got a do-rag and a gold tooth, and he's
hold
a bully.
on. The judge is black, but we'll get there.
That's right.
Okay,
the judge was black.
Okay,
I noticed
fair,
that too,
fair.
and she was a woman. It was a black woman, right?
Yes.
Honestly,
Yeah.
it's like, this is the thing that I like about the movie. It's that it is a real depiction of prison.
No, it's not.
But I know you're saying like, yeah, there's like wackiness, but it's like the prisoners look like real prisoners more than they should in a kid's movie. Like it's cool that they're making this movie for kids.
Yeah.
But it's like, oh yeah, we'll cast the same people. These Randall Tex Cobb and whoever plays Ruben, they could have been in 48 Hours. They could have been in Tango and Cash. Like
it's the same guy. It's the bad guy from Raising Arizona.
Yes, like it's
that was a scary fucking guy in that movie.
I don't like it in movies where they don't have any reality. I like that they have some reality. I like that these prisoners look like that. So it turns out there's another prisoner, Nash, who is played by Jim Varney, and he has slicked back hair. He's like a evil criminal guy. And Ernest is playing, or Jim Varney's playing dual roles.
Yeah, this is a real challenge. This is some great acting for him. He plays the psycho prisoner, like the king of the prison, whatever. Hannibal Lecter.
He's the shot caller. Yeah,
he's the shot caller. He's the shot caller in prison. Yeah, and it's just Ernest with slick back hair.
So then we go back to Ernest's house. Now, this is a very Pee-wee's Big Adventure inspired scene.
Obviously.
He has all these inventions now.
Big
it's like, why does Ernest have inventions?
Similar dog.
Why does he have a washing machine the size of 4 washing machines?
Yeah, he takes so he takes a bath inside a washing machine, he spins around, he flies in the air, and then it's like, oh, we're back into like a kid's movie. And then
remember Pee-wee's Big Adventure? He has all the same outfits every day. They do
Yeah.
the same joke. Ernest has
Same
all the
joke,
same
but way
outfits.
shittier. Way shittier.
Yeah.
It's on like this shitty thing. I guess and I was looking at the outfit too. Like, what the fuck is this green, the blue jeans, some weird black
Denim.
Keds or something, a denim vest, and a hat. But maybe that's like very southern, like blue collar janitor. Does he dress like that in all his movies
Yes, and the
Yes.
commercials.
and the commercials?
Yes,
So
he's
that's
supposed
his
to be like.
signature.
He said he's like someone that everyone has as a neighbor, or everyone has
Handyman.
as like an uncle in their families. Someone like that who's always got a better story.
Got it. That's his
Always
brand.
coming over to annoy you. And in that
Yeah.
scene too, after he brushes his teeth and he goes over to the drying machine and does that thing where he touches the electric wire and says there's a little short in it. That's like a staple from the commercials. I mean, almost a lot of the commercials have that where he like looks at a wire and says, "Oh, there's the problem," and then there's a little short and he shocks himself. And I'm thinking, like, did they use that bit for the entire movie? Like being electrocuted, he gets shocked by the the stuff in the bank, and it's just like that. It's almost like they made a whole movie around that one little bit.
Apparently, they pitched like half a dozen ideas. There were all these different ideas. So Disney was, because they were going to pick and choose the best one. So they had an idea with like Ernest and the Voodoo Curse, Ernest in like a Batman ripoff, like parody. And then they said the movie Lockup was a hit. This is what I read online. The Sylvester Stallone movie Lockup was a hit, so they decided to make Ernest Goes to Jail. It's very weird because Lockup is not a kids movie. I don't know what the fuck they're.
How you go from that to a kids movie is funny.
But I like that he goes, I like this movie. I like that. Like I said, there's no kids in this movie. This is the only one without children. All the other ones involve children. So Ernest is getting clean because he's got his big date. And this is a funny scene. He goes on a date with this woman
at the bank, and she's like all over him, but not. You know what I mean? It's like
she could be the same actress from Happy Gilmore. It's this thing like in all these man children, they have to date like a blonde woman with short hair who really believes in them, and then just is like, come on, Ernest, let's go on a date. Happy, let's go to, let's get a drink or fucking. It's nice and Freddie Got Fingered. He dates a weird woman with like a wheelchair, who likes to suck his cock.
He's in a BDSM.
Apparently, the Disney said Ernest can never get with a woman because they wanted to have Ernest have a love interest. They wanted to make it more of an explicit thing. Not explicit, but like more like, yeah, they're going to kiss at the end. He has a girlfriend. But the executives at Disney said he's smooth down there. So Ernest has no penis. According to the
How do you know this? Wait, what?
According to the executives of Disney, Ernest has no penis.
That's not true.
Yeah.
Yeah. They checked.
That's the conflict, I mean,
it's not like they're going to show his cock in the movie.
They don't want him to get like. They don't want him to
be
kiss
horny.
a girl at the end. So does he kiss her at the end?
No,
he doesn't. He saves her life, and she goes. Well, we'll get into the end later, but yeah, he saves her life, and then whatever saves the day, but she doesn't kiss him. Wow.
His date is awkward. He becomes magnetized again, and then all the fancy shit at the fancy restaurant like fly in his face, and all the silverware is attracted to him.
He spreads the butter on the breadstick.
He's sweating. Okay, this is yeah. He's in the restaurant. He's like, "Oh, hey, you," acting like a fucking clown, and then all kinds of things.
He's trying to be on his best behavior, but
he's trying to be on his best behavior. She's talking to him. They're at a fancy restaurant, and he looks like he doesn't belong in a fancy restaurant or something. And then little things start hitting him. I'm starting to get nervous. I'm getting anxiety watching this, and then a lobster whacks him in the face, and you're like, dude, you just blew the date, dude. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, he went home. He's not getting laid that night.
No.
But she's trying to help him with work. She's trying to the other funny thing is Ernest wants to be a bank teller, bank clerk.
Yeah, he wants a promotion. He's the janitor. you know, which is the low bottom, I guess. You know, he's the janitor and he wants to make it to bank teller one day, and he's got this boss, you know, who's kind of, you know, the boss that's like a total psycho asshole, and she's trying to help him get a promotion, and he has a love interest in her.
I also thought it was interesting that the janitor and the two security guards were like employees of the bank, like hired employees. That would never happen now, right? You contract out your cleaner, you contract out your security. They would never be like full-time employees at a bank. It's ridiculous. Not anymore, anyways.
True.
I thought it was weird that he slept at the bank and the security guards were still there in the morning.
Yeah.
Like, what are they just fucking work at the bank 24 hours?
Yeah.
They're dancing in the room. They're not paying attention. They're
and she's like, oh, this is the biggest mess you've ever had. And he's like,
in the vault. And all the
he's in the
shit,
vault.
and he has ripped open
The whole
through his
bank is
magnetic
destroyed.
towers. The security
Safety deposit
lockbox.
box.
Yeah, they're all open. So people's
Yeah.
like social security cards and jewelry are all over the place, and it doesn't matter.
Yeah, he's
It's
like a
Ernest.
complete disaster.
I mean, this is absurd.
It's
Filmmaking.
completely absurd. So then what
Okay.
happens after? Okay, so they go out to dinner.
Well, he gets jury duty,
Oh yeah, he gets jury duty and he
he's
gets
very
excited.
excited. And this is easily the best scene in the movie. This is the best scene in any Ernest movie. It's one of the best scenes of all time. Ernest is in the jury. He's listening to the case,
And he makes
and
that face.
and he's chewing on a pen.
Mm.
And the pen he breaks the tip on the pen and it starts leaking ink on his mouth. And he tries his best to wipe it clean. And he uses paper.
a piece of paper.
And the courtroom is going on. People are talking, people are looking at him, giving him sideways looks. And this is like the true power of Jim Varney, is that he is a person that you empathize with. You feel for him. Like this feeling, like I remember watching this in the theater as a kid and like this scene seems so long. And it would make me so anxious watching it for him. I just felt for Ernest because I've been in that situation where you spill something or you have to be quiet or you're in class or whatever. Or like you ever like pop like a zit or something and it starts bleeding in class and you're like trying to wipe it clean.
Yeah, you get a bloody nose at work. I've had that occasionally too, and you got to stick something up in there and it just looks silly.
It's I don't know. I was watching this scene and I was thinking like, what the fuck, you know? I was getting his face, it just goes ridiculous. It's to that extent, but yeah, he's completely covered in ink all over his face, all over his mouth, all over his shirt. And it's like in the restaurant too, when and you're just like when the magnet shoots like a knife and he gets butter on his hands and he cleans it off with a breadstick, you know? I don't know. So yeah, he gets covered in all kinds of ink and shit, and the judge is like, "Are you okay?" Clearly it's ridiculous.
He wipes his face with a paper and then he starts chewing it.
Yeah,
which is
he
like
starts eating the paper. He wipes his face with
over exaggerates chewing it.
What the fuck is that?
What if he like shit his pants and then he was trying to like
he might as well have shit his pants.
Take it out the ankle of his pants, you know?
Yeah, so that's when and it just so happens coincidentally that the jury is for the murder of the dude.
No, not yet. First, Ruben recognizes that he looks just like Mr. Nash.
And then
he's
Ruben says, we need to have, he's like, look, he's a doppelganger for Nash. Why don't we have all the jurors come to the prison to see the crime scene?
And he owes Mr. Nash at the beginning says that basically he doesn't do anything for anybody if they don't do something for him. So Ruben sees, okay, I can do something for Nash.
He's got an opportunity.
Nash can help me get out of my case.
So this is something that happens, right? If a defendant, in prison defendant wants to take all the jurors to his prison to see the crime scene, this is a common thing.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, this is whatever. Then you know, like, okay, this movie. Well, as soon as he flew up the air and got electrocuted, and he's already got electrical shit hitting, like spoons and knives coming at him. He's already Magneto Man. You know, like anything can happen in this movie. That like, there's nothing that can't happen.
So he goes to prison, and he gets switched with Nash, and he doesn't know he's in jail yet. He thinks he's a, he thinks he's part of
he
the
goes
jury.
to prison
He
and
calls the guards bailiff, instead of like a prison guard is bailiff, like he's still in court.
Yeah, he goes to prison and what's his name? What's the guy's name?
Charles
Randall
Napier,
Tex
or which? Oh, that one.
Cobb.
Ruben or
Charles
something?
Napier's the warden.
Ruben. Who's the guy on trial?
Ruben.
Yeah, Ruben goes, he's like, yo, come here, yo, psst, psst, behind a dumpster, and Ernest goes back there, they knock him out, and then they switch places.
And Ernest still has his vest and hat as a prison garb. Yeah, the vest and everything, which is funny. Only one with the vest.
And then Nash is out, and he's working with Bobby, and he's working at the bank.
Yeah, Nash is working at the bank.
And he's very excited. He's like, ooh, a bank? Oh, I guess I'm going to rob this bank.
Golden egg.
What is his plan of Nash?
Egg. And the
Get
warden...
out of prison and go back as fast as possible? What's he thinking?
So.
Why isn't he trying to get away? I don't understand this plan.
Oh, I didn't even... Oh, yeah, he doesn't... Well, he has
There's no goal. It's like he switches bodies, and then he's like, okay, I guess I'll just rob the bank. Then I'll be rich.
No,
I don't want to be a janitor.
He has to portray Ernest's life so that they don't figure it out.
But why doesn't he just get the fuck away? Go to Mexico. Do something, Nash.
Yeah,
because
that doesn't really...
He owes Ruben.
Absurd...
He's got to do the favor for Ruben.
Yeah, he's got to do the favor for Ruben. It doesn't really add up,
Fuck Ruben. Just get the fuck out of there.
Yeah. I mean, of course.
And then Ernest... Is there any... Could you do this realistically? Could you just switch bodies with a prisoner with a guy who looks like him?
No.
How would they know? How would they
Absolutely
know?
not.
How would they know if you look the same?
They would know. No one looks just like you, and how are you going to get into prison and get out of prison and do
But
the
if
switch?
they did,
when they're taking the tour of the prison, I don't think they would let anyone from the group just kind of wander off, and no one would notice that. I don't think that would happen.
but let's say it happened.
Okay.
To,
Movie magic.
yeah. If you woke up in a jail cell and you're like, how do I prove I'm not supposed to be here?
Good point.
I guess you're saying that if it would never happen, therefore that's why there's no reason to.
This movie's a bit absurdist. I mean, I don't know if you noticed that at all.
I don't know how they keep track, but yeah, the movie's nuts. So then it gets really wild. So then Ernest so there's this whole plot. So Ruben, and then
Nash,
there's the scene with
Nash
the warden.
goes
No,
home.
the warden, there's also urgency for Nash to get out. He's got to get out because the warden's going to execute him.
Yeah. But Ernest is going to get executed. So that would actually solve everything. If Ernest gets executed, then Nash is clean
Home
slate,
free.
Home free. Now, I like when Nash goes to Ernest's house and is like disgusted by what he sees, because Ernest has a house full of toys and robots and stupid inventions and cars and all this wacky shit. And he's just like...
And when he remodels, it's very refined and not tacky.
He redecorates.
Yes.
He redecorates and makes it like a sleazy, which is
bachelor pad.
Yeah, bachelor pad for kids. I wonder if I even understood that as a kid,
He's got the silk robes and the slipper. And then, of course, the girl that wants to get with him, once he tries to get with her, she's, no, I don't
She doesn't like it.
Yeah.
And
Now,
once Ernest...
There's a deleted scene. Hold on. There's a deleted scene where one of Nash's ladies shows up for a conjugal visit, and Ernest has to have sex with this woman on red satin sheets, and she's wearing like red lingerie against his will. She literally rapes him. And I was like thinking like it'd be a funny joke, like, oh, what if Ernest got raped in jail? But there's literally a deleted scene where Ernest is like, I mean, he's raped by a hot chick. It's not like real violent rape, but he is kissed all over his body against his will.
Apparently, you guys said he had no dick,
that
so
Ernest
he can't.
was...
I know. This is a real... That's why, I mean, this is a tricky... I guess they had more freedom to kind of make a movie, and then the Disney executives are like, what the fuck? Like, you can't have Ernest get laid in a movie.
By a prostitute.
Yeah. She's not even a
jail in
prostitute.
some
She
sort of-
showed up on her own. Like, hey, I'm here to
Yeah,
fuck
I guess she's
Nash.
not, we don't know that she's a prostitute.
Yeah, it's just, it's just like, oh, conjugal visits. Like, what's that? Oh, what's going on? And then it's like they put him in a room, and it's like a Motel 6, style.
It's nice of the prison to do that for him, to set up
Yeah,
that whole
it's
room
very
for him.
nice. Yeah, they're like, hey, it's time to get laid, Ernest. He's like, what?
And they
It's
laugh
like
at
a
him
real.
too.
You could tell the people who made this movie were excited to make an Ernest movie where it had a more adult sensibility. It's like, because they probably don't like kids movies. They probably like prison movies, 70s movies, like Cool Hand Luke. They want all that. They want to like play off all that shit. I think a race riot would have been really cool, at the end. Like
Yeah,
National
they
Born
could have done
Killers,
all kinds of stuff. So Ernest finds out that he is in jail. He got duped. He got played. And Ruben threatens him.
It takes him a while to figure it out.
Takes him a while to figure it out. Yeah. So you're supposed to be like, oh, you idiot. You're supposed to be laughing like, you moron, you're in jail. He doesn't know he's in jail. He thinks that the jurors, he's having dinner in jail, and he thinks that it's lunchtime for the jurors, and
he does a bunch of really funny impressions to try to sound like Nash. He just goes through. That was really funny, I thought, too. He does the English guy, he does the Western guy, until Lyle finally says, "Oh yeah, that's the one to go with."
Oh no! But then they tell him. They say, "Hey," he realizes he's in jail, and Ruben says, "Yeah, and you better shut up, or Nash is gonna
kill everyone you know.
Kill everyone you know." And then when Nash is walking around, he's a tough guy. Like, you don't mess with Nash. And the cop, the security guard, keeps slapping him in the back of the head.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, he's like, hey, bitch, hey, Ernest.
But he never really fucking acts out until the end when
he's got to play it cool. Yeah.
And then hold on. So at the end of the movie, Ernest is getting executed. He gets electrified. He gets magic powers. He escapes. Nash has C4 explosives on the bank vault, and it's like, where'd you get the C4, dude? I want to know where Nash is getting C4.
Totally inconspicuous way
he's a criminal. What do you mean? He made it. He made a bomb. He's gonna blow the safe. He got a bomb.
He's been out of jail for 2 days, and he found plastic explosives somewhere.
It would have been good if Bobby and his fat friend, are they lovers? I mean, like, what if they had
They're brothers?
C4? Oh, what if they had C4? Because Bobby has a gun. He's shooting. There's barbed wire. There's
he lives next
fields.
door. He lives next door to the security guards, and it's the whole joke. He's like got this Dirty Harry style 44 Magnum, and they're just kind of like overkill security guards. They have a their house is like soldiers of fortune style house where
they have guns. They could have had explosives.
Oh, they could have easily had
dynamite. He could have just gotten it from Bobby. So anyway,
he was target practicing in the house.
He shoots the toast. It's a very intense.
Yeah, he shoots the toast. Ernest goes to have breakfast. The toast pops up, and he shoots the toast with the 44 Magnum.
Burn it.
Now,
he says.
Ernest has magic powers, and he's zapping people, and he's like blowing up in the door for the prison, and he's dancing around. Originally, like, they wanted to have him the size of a Godzilla. Like,
that would have been funny.
Giant, but they said Disney was like, we're not paying for that. It's too expensive. No.
Yeah. So then he gets
he goes to prison and he saves the day.
Yeah, he goes and it's really sad. They're gonna kill Ernest. I guess Ernest won over one of the prisoners, and he's really upset that they're gonna execute him. And
the big tough silent guy, Randall.
Yeah, the big tough silent guy, Lyle. And Ernest goes to get elected. They put him in the chair, and then it's the stupidest room. Like you said, it's the shittiest room. The electrical thing isn't even on his head. It's above his head by like 3 feet. It doesn't. They don't even put the helmet on him.
The set is so bad.
They don't even put the helmet on his head and fry him. He just sits in a chair, and the helmet is 3 feet above him, and then the shittiest electrical graphics I mean, back then they could have had better graphics than that. I don't know. You know what I mean? They could have because they had Star Wars and stuff. So the shittiest cartoon graphics of electricity shoot around.
But it makes it funnier that it's shitty and dumb. It's like
I also
It
thought it
makes
was
it
funny
funnier.
when Ernest was about to leave the jail, and he's like, "Come on, Lyle, come with me." And Lyle's just like, "Nah, man, that life ain't
Yeah.
for me. I gotta stay up in this jail. That's just how I am."
That's
I
So
thought
then
that was so funny.
Ernest, so
Yeah.
then Ernest doesn't
Yeah.
die. Not only does he not die, he turns into Frankenstein. He starts walking around the prison like Frankenstein. The warden, everybody's going like, "Hey, what the fuck? What the fuck's going on? What is this shit?" And then it turns into like a full prison riot, and everybody's going buck. And
I remember acting out that scene so many times as a kid, just like pretending I was Ernest and trying to zap shit.
your fingers. Like you have a finger gun of
Yeah,
electricity.
yeah.
It's a hell of a film.
it is a hell of a film.
So then he goes home, right? He goes back to his home, tries to see what's going on, finds Rimshot in the garbage.
Oh yeah,
It's
he has a
also-
dog like
Pee-wee's, just like
Pee-wee.
Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
He's got Pee Wee's dog.
I wonder if
Well,
it's
he
even the
tries to
same
go
dog.
back home where Nash tried to rape Ernest's girlfriend, and the best part is she goes, "You are slime," and she runs out the door.
Ernest doesn't like what Nash did to his house either. He redecorated it.
Yeah, Ernest goes home. He sees his house. It looks like,
It's got a
some
TV, a leather couch.
sleazy, some sleazy criminals sex room, and he's disgusted. And he goes to find the dog, and of course, the dog's in the trash. He gets his dog, and he's got to run to the bank because he knows he was tipped off that Nash is going to rob the bank.
Yeah, Lyle tells him.
Lyle tells him. And Lyle has a chance to escape from prison, and Lyle says, "Nah." And Lyle,
No,
this is
we
the first
already
time
did that.
Lyle talks.
We
And he
already-
says,
yeah.
He's
"I belong in
institutionalized.
here." Yeah, he's institutionalized. He's like, "No, Ernest, you belong out there. I belong in here, in prison."
Yeah,
wonder what that's like.
It's a beautiful scene. I think I can't believe Randall Tex Cobb let them do his hair like that. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
it
the
looks
best
so
part.
bad.
Oh, it's great.
But he's like a tough guy, and he's looking really dumb.
He's a real tough guy too in real life. I mean, he was like
a
a
boxer.
kickboxer. Yeah, he was a boxer. He boxed several people that were pretty good. He beat Leon Spinks. He beat
No way.
Ernie Shavers, and then he boxed Larry Holmes for the title, but got massacred. Great chin.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you can go on YouTube and you can see his boxing matches.
So he's not a football player?
No, I actually thought he was like a semi-pro football player, but no, he was just a boxer and an actor. And also he did kickboxing.
Oh, wow. I just thought he was like the dirty guy from Raising Arizona.
Yeah, he plays a villain in a few movies, I think, too.
Yeah.
he's in Golden Child,
I saw
Police
that
Academy
he
4. He's
What's
in,
he up to now?
I believe he's passed.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I didn't read that part.
Or is he still alive? I don't know. He might still be alive. Yeah, he's still alive.
Hey, he's still alive. He's walking around. He's hanging out. He lives in Joshua Tree or something.
Sure. He's on a motorcycle with grenades on him, riding around looking for a baby.
I don't know. He hangs out in Hollywood. He goes to like parties with like Nicolas Cage and stuff.
Do you think Dog the Bounty Hunter based his look on Randall Tex Cobb in Raising Arizona?
I don't know. I think that's just a white trash kind of thing. Like the longer your mullet, like the more the more whatever
legit.
you got.
The more legit you are. Yeah.
The more clout you got,
Yeah.
It's like when guys have like a giant watch, like a Cuban guy or has like a huge watch, the more clout. The longer the mullet, like a punk rocker, the longer the fucking mohawk. I don't know.
It's like a homeless guy. The more you smell, the more power you have, the more respect you get.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, that guy smells like shit. That's fucking cool. Better watch out. I could smell it coming.
He goes back to the bank, basically does the first scene of the movie over again.
He goes back to the bank and you're like, oh shit, finally Ernest caught a break, man. They tried to they try to electrocute him, and he is going to. This is where it all comes back. He escaped.
And the warden
no.
and the prison guards from the prison chase after him, which I
Everybody,
think,
the SWAT team.
yeah, I mean, who's watching
the
the jail?
warden.
Well, they think
the
he's
SWAT
Nash. They think he's
team.
a huge criminal.
Yeah, but usually when someone escapes from jail, the jail guards don't go after him, right? The police will
No.
go after him after that.
No, the
You're not
warden
gonna-
is like the mayor, and
He's like, I don't send my man. I'm going myself. I got to get
Yeah.
down there.
But they
So,
still don't know. They still don't know that Ernest isn't Nash. They don't know about the doppelganger yet. So then this whole plot has to be exposed. And both of them are in the jail together, and they're fighting. And this is where
they're
it
in the
gets really
bank.
weird.
Yeah, they're in the bank fighting.
They're in the bank. Sorry, they're in the bank.
This is when Ernest starts flying. He
They're fighting.
gets,
Yeah, they're
he gets an
fighting.
additional power of flying.
Yeah, then he gets electrocuted even more by the booby trap, mouse trap bullshit thing that the guards invent. And then he floats. He doesn't fly. He just kind of floats.
Yeah, kind of
Like
floats
he's
around
high on drugs. Like, yeah.
like a
Now,
dream
remember in
sequence or
Ernest
something.
Goes to Camp, he also had supernatural powers. He was able to withstand the bullets being fired at him.
Yes, because he did something with Iron Eyes Cody, right? Where he
Yeah,
did
and
some
also
spiritual thing.
Ernest Saves Christmas, he controlled the sleigh, Santa's sleigh, and delivered all the presents. So there's always a thing at the end of the Ernest movies where he becomes, powerful, supernatural. He gains superpowers. That's a cool little gimmick, I think. It'd be cool if in Godfather, Michael Corleone could fly at the end.
Maybe at telepathy.
Well, he can't fly. This is the thing that this movie frustrated me, right?
Uh-oh.
It annoyed me. It was very
No.
frustrating, and it annoyed the shit out of me. He doesn't fly. He just kind of floats around aimlessly. He goes, "Oh, I'm lighter than air." and then
Does the backstroke.
Nash is like, "Oh, fuck, he's flying? Fuck that." And he grabs his feet, and he was like, "You're going to fly? Now you're going to spin." And he tries to do the spin thing on him. And Nash is still trying to beat him up while he's floating around like some sort of like he can't control it. You know what I mean? He's still getting his ass kicked all over the bank by Nash.
Well, he's
floating
learning
like-
to
very
fly. I mean,
frustrated
I
at
like to
this
see
point.
you fly.
He floats. Yeah.
He's floating like in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory when they go up the fan. He's just like kind of floating around uncontrollably.
This
Yeah,
is a
it's got the
classic
same
80s, 90s.
like he's filled with
shitty-
gas or something, you know?
This is a shitty movie cliche. It's like the guy who can fly but only 20 feet off the ground. It's a classic. Because it's an easy special effect to do, and they don't want to
It looked
deal
like-
with all the other shit.
It looked like shit too.
Yeah.
It's a different color.
Yeah,
Very hard for them to do the compositing.
looks like he was like just pasted on top or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it looked ridiculous. And then eventually Ernest starts kicking his ass a little bit. Right?
There's
Oh
something
no.
with a bomb. He takes the
The
bomb.
bomb.
He flies out in outer space, and then you think Ernest maybe died because the bomb blew up. But then it turns out Ernest is okay, and then the movie ends. It's very short. It's 81 minutes.
Thank God.
He doesn't. Ernest doesn't beat up Nash. What happens is he gets in that gun drawing scene, that showdown with Bobby. Bobby's got his gun, and
Oh yeah, remember the banker,
Nash
the bank
knocks the desk
security
and has a
guards.
gun.
The security guards are like, Ernest, here's a gun, and it's like in a
Yeah.
drawer, and they're like, don't use that unless a cop or one of us are in trouble.
Yeah,
And they're
yeah,
showing it
that's
to
funny.
Nash.
Yeah. And you're like, oh fuck. And Nash is like, hey, right on.
Well, that
But-
may be useful later. Yeah,
But Bobby knew. Bobby knew not to tell him. Bobby knew that wasn't Ernest the whole time. He just couldn't say anything.
because he can't talk.
Because he couldn't talk. He knew. He was like, no.
He does talk in that
That's the
final
dude.
scene.
That's a different guy. Yeah,
Freeze,
Bobby
punk.
knew. Bobby knew right away. So then the woman is about to get blown up. Everyone's about to get blown up. Erwin,
Yeah, we talked about that. Who cares?
Yeah.
Let's just fucking end the episode. All right.
Okay.
So
party's
ratings.
over.
What's everybody's ratings? Out of 5. For me, I gave it 4 stars. I like Jim Varney in the movie. This
I
is
would
the
give-
best Ernest movie.
I would also give it 4 stars, but for me, it's the nostalgia of watching this movie again.
Yeah,
It was
nostalgic.
it was really fun to watch it again after not seeing it for 25 years or something like that.
If you got kids, show your kids. I mean,
I give it 1 star. This movie is trash. Pure shit.
it's not as good as Pee-wee's Big Adventure. That's really, really good.
No, but you don't expect it to be good. But I don't know.
What
I
about?
give it
But
1.
here's the thing, David. Like, what about Ernest Goes to Camp? Ernest Saves Christmas. Ernest.
I
Scared
don't know. I
Stupid?
haven't seen these movies
Like,
in
Oh
fucking
my gosh!
I'm
20
letting you know
years.
they aren't as good.
They aren't as good.
No,
Wow.
this is better. This is cooler. This is funnier. Like, this is more punchy. There's like the pen scene, the wacky magnet
Arm wrestling scene.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's the
I give
arm
it 1
wrestle.
star. You guys like it? I give it 1 star. This
Do you remember
movie
liking it as a
shit.
kid?
Huh?
Did you like it as a kid?
I think all I remember is I liked Ernest Goes to Camp because I liked the kids. There was those kids that had switchblades or something and flat tops or something. I don't know. But
They have comb switchblades and they wear half shirts with their bellies showing.
I thought I give it 1 star. Who cares? Whatever. Who cares? You
Hey,
know?
it's a discussion. We're all entitled to our opinion.
Yeah, it's a discussion. The movie frustrated me too much. Ernest, he kept fucking.
What would you like to have seen differently?
Okay, what would I have liked to have
You're
seen?
the studio executive. You can make one change to Ernest Goes to Jail.
I
I
put
don't
that giant Ernest scene in there. Definitely.
You
Make
I
it
know,
wanna
look
see him
like
get with the
Godzilla.
chick at the end. I think he needs love.
yeah, he could have kissed the girl. He could have. I don't know.
Honestly, I would like to have seen that smooth penis down there, like him in the shower. He gets
Yeah,
out and he just has no dick.
yeah. He gets out and he has Ken's dick or something.
He was married twice with no kids in real life, so maybe that there's some truth to that thing that he has no dick, can't make any children.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Can't keep a wife.
Be cool if he just got his ass eaten because he has no dick.
Yeah.
Whoa.
That
And he's
would've
making
been
a
cool.
face like,
Oh.
What do you think of that? What do you think about Ernest dressing up as a woman with big tits? made
Oh
out of,
yeah. So when he did the woman,
That was
weighted
solid.
balls.
He
was
he
solid.
could he could have had a whole movie like that. That was like Miss Doubtfire, the woman with the neck brace and the giant tits. That's from another Ernest movie, I think, right?
He does that in every Ernest movie.
He does that in every Ernest movie. Yeah, he does the
Maybe not in the Ernest Goes to Camp, but
yeah. It's like
he
the
has
Miss
to play some of his
Doubtfire.
other characters. The man's a talent. R.I.P.
is-
Jim Varney.
He is
I mean, he's a
great
classically
guy.
trained actor, right?
Talent.
I don't know
You
about
know?
that.
on stage in Tennessee.
I mean, he's like, he doesn't have the
How
acting
much did
chops
this
of Robin
movie
Hood.
make?
Maybe
William,
like 15 million or 25 million or something.
25 million. Let's find it. How much did this movie make?
I'm looking it
How
up
much
on
did it-
Wikipedia.
They spent
believe
no
it made-
money on it.
Made 25 million. The budget was 9. So that's a nice profit of 16 million bucks. Like, movies used to be small. Like now if you're going to make a movie and release it in the movie theaters, it costs 30 to 60 million dollars in advertising. That's
Just advertising.
That's ignoring the budget. So it's impossible now to make profit on anything less than $100 million.
There's no low budget movies.
So like it's like a movie today would cost like 20 million. You spend 60 million. Now you got to make a fucking 100 million. It's just like the whole system's busted. So movie like this will never come out in the theater. It will just be straight to video. The only way you would see now, I could see something like this happening again with like a TikTok guy, like a TikTok Ernest kind of character that people, just kids know about. Like, I feel like we're going to start to see more of an influencer movie star.
Like Crit
crossover.
Mac, for example. Kids love Crit Mac, right? He's on TikTok.
I
Yeah.
don't know who that is, but sure.
Oh yeah, okay. Let me think of another one.
Yeah, Crip Mac will be the next Ernest. I know who Crip
Right,
Mac
right.
is.
He's like a character, and I see kids like him for some reason. I don't know why.
Crip Mac is basically Ernest. Yeah, he's just a Crip. He's a Crip, and he's a character. He's in L.A.
He has a tattoo on his forehead.
Yeah,
He's an African American gentleman. He's a Crip.
There's a Channel 5 episode on him.
He has
yeah.
a t on his Instagram, and he has a t. He looks like a T-shirt design, or it's his album cover. It says Crip Mac, nifty,
50.
nifty nickel,
Yeah, that's Crip. They have their own slang. He's from 55th.
nifty nickel.
Street.
I thought it was the N word. I thought it said nifty N word.
Double
Yeah.
N.
You know, it could be somebody. I think you're onto something. Yeah, it could be some TikTok.
Because you have to
garbage.
advertise. You need to fucking get the fucking people to show up. So if you can use your Instagram or your TikTok, like in Thanksgiving, one of the girls in that movie is, I think her name's Addison Rae.
Oh yeah,
She's like a TikTok star.
Yeah, she got famous for like just doing remakes of songs. She sings the song or something, and she's hella like she's super attractive. So hell of gross ass dudes be liking her since she was like 15 or 16.
She's like the friend. She's like the fourth friend in the group. You know, she's not like a good actress, but she's just there to get like, free advertising. So you're gonna see this a lot more, I think.
Sure, you don't have to spend 60 million to advertise. You just go on TikTok and get a lot of followers, and that doesn't cost you much.
It's still a hard thing to do because that movie, The Machine with Burt Kreischer, that was a huge bomb, just a giant bomb. And they thought they would be able to use his Instagram and his YouTube and his podcast to like promote the movie, but it's tough, It's tough to get people to pay money to get out and see a fucking movie. Like when I saw this as a kid, matinee was a few dollars. Go at 1 p.m. on the weekend.
Does matinee still exist?
They exist, but they're like $12.
Oh wow.
It's like 10.
And you gotta
like
go like 10 in the morning or something.
you got to go pretty early, and it's not like it was. I saw Wayne's World. I saw this movie. I saw Dutch. I saw all these shitty, stupid, low budget comedies.
I remember seeing Austin Powers in the theater several times, seeing Napoleon Dynamite in the theater several times.
It's tough, man. It's tough to make movies for children because how do you even know what a kid is thinking? What does a kid even want?
My daughter just watches videos of people playing video games. She likes to just watch, Same with my nephew. They always watch just streamers. And those streamers tie in toys, and it's just constant. It's just a constant advertisement for their toys. They're in Walmart or their YouTube channel or whatever.
Mr. Beast Goes to Jail. I think that would be a great movie.
Yeah, there you go. I would think from recently it would be Mr. Beast Goes to Africa, right?
Oh yes. Mr. Beast Goes to Africa and he gets
builds a bunch of wells or something.
Yeah, fixes their teeth, gets their shots. So yep, I guess that's it for Ernest Goes to Jail. There's nothing else to say. Any final thoughts? Anyone have anything?
No, that's it. It's a I give it 1 star. Still great. I saw it, but yeah.
It's not a good movie.
It's funny.
It fucking pissed me off. I felt fucking angry the whole time I was watching it.
You're frustrated.
Maybe I'm in a bad mood.
I mean, maybe if a kid's movie is making you mad and frustrated, maybe a little angry.
Yeah, maybe I'm the fucking something's wrong with me, but the whole movie pissed me off. Every scene. It was like, now he's got a lobster in his face. It gave me anxiety. Then he gets in jail. It was fucking, then the girl was fucking, I couldn't believe that she didn't care that he trashed the bank. She goes, oh, let's just help you clean it up.
Her career did not do well. She's on a lot of other stuff.
She's a forgettable character, to be honest.
What's his deal? Did you like her? She was hot. I think she was pretty,
Yeah.
Honest.
She was like April O'Neil from Ninja Turtles or something, but with short hair.
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
She's
Whatever.
a chick. He's a Ninja Turtle.
Yeah,
All right.
she's a chick. He's a Ninja Turtle.
All right. That's the end of the episode. Goodbye.
All
Good to see
right.
you guys later.
Later.